Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mystic Destinies. We are on chapter 10. So the cool thing is, I was looking into this as I was like doing my schedule up for the next forever, and because I'm posting these like every other day, by the time we get through Show's Path, because this is part like 11, I think, right now, because we had one for the first chapter, and then I've been trying to do one for each. I know that kind of started partway into Show's Path, but that's the intent. By the time this posts, we should actually, so by the time this part posts, I think Shinji's Path will be out. I know we can play at least up to chapter 2 right now for free. Um, but his path is being released, and it should be out by now. If not, by the time we get to the end of this path, we should have his. But I still want to do Tatsuya's path as well, so that's pretty cool. So we'll see how far that goes, because these will I think, be about like 16 parts. No, not 16. Um, each one is 12 chapters, but then there's a chapter for each ending. You can get a good one, dark one, and about. I don't remember. I don't know. I was looking, but so there's technically 13 chapters. And then obviously the intro part, which we won't play again because there's no point in playing all of that again. For each path, we'll just start with the guys. So there would be 13 parts for each one, 14 for this one. So yeah, by the time we get through 14 parts, it will be October. So Shinji's path should already be out, but I might see if I can wait and see if I can get it on like the winter sale or whatnot. We'll find out, but we'll definitely have it. So cool. Anyway, that was just a waste of a couple minutes, so let's just jump back in where we were. There's no point in staying here. I'll call the SSU and have them take care of this. Hey now, Professor K, that's not exactly true. A guy this rich has to have some interesting treasures in a house this big. I'm gonna go look around a bit before I leave. Hikaru sighs and Takumi strides off, hands in his pocket, off to the second floor. The rest of you should go ahead and go. I'll stay here to talk to the police. Tatsuya glances toward the rubble where Ullaeus's body is lying, half exposed, and quickly looks back at us. You don't have to tell me twice, Professor. But don't these two need some healing? Especially Shou. Realizing what Tatsuya said, I look at my body and flex everything. I don't think I got hurt. I realize that I have a scraped knee and slight burn on my left arm, but nothing compared to Shou. Besides his bruised face, he's got cuts and scrapes all over him, again. He's also holding his ribs with one hand, unable to stand up straight. Shou, aren't you in pain? You should get checked out. Oh, I'm sorry, Shou. I was concentrating on Ullaeus so much, I didn't realize you were badly injured. No, it's alright. I didn't want to say anything till we were all out of here. I'm with Tatsuya. I don't want to be here anymore either. You should still get at least a little healing before we travel with you, Shou. I look away, not able to stand seeing Shou standing there, battered and wounded because of me. He got hurt again and again because of me. Inara, I'm sorry. What? What could you be sorry about? This is all my fault. No, if I hadn't got caught in the first place, you wouldn't have been lured here and gotten hurt. Stop being ridiculous, Shou. I'm barely injured compared to you, and Ullaeus would have found a way to get to me anyway. If not through you, then someone else. Besides, that's all over and dealt with. I don't know exactly how to feel about it, but Ullaeus is dead now. I won't have to worry about anyone I care about getting hurt because of me again. Yeah, okay. That's when a strange droning sound starts coming from behind us. We all turn at once and see a light coming out of the rubble. Ullaeus's body is glowing. Oh, he's not dead. Ullaeus. He's not. In the same instant that I realize this, Shou takes me in his arms, staying in front of me as rubble explodes away from Ullaeus's body. I feel Shou tense up in pain, but I can't do anything to stop him. Shou! When the hail of rocks is over, there stands a very annoyed Ullaeus. Of course. Well done. You took me by surprise. It's been a while since I had to come back to life. I mean, he is a phoenix. That's what they do. He cracks his neck, and I let go of the breath I've been holding. No, that's impossible. The men around me quickly look equally stunned, though none more so than Shou. He's now half doubled over in front of me, but still manages to look up at Ullaeus. It is. It's impossible. Phoenixes haven't been able to regenerate in thousands of years. It's the whole reason my parents are so obsessed with their research. It's not possible. And yet here I stand. It's quite pathetic, really, to see my kin fall so far from what they were in my time. Just how old are you? I'd heard stories about an evil phoenix, but what is time, really? After the 5,000 years or so, it becomes utterly meaningless. That's right, I am far older than I look. Yes, I am the evil your parents told you stories about. Oh, what a twat. I mean, what? Ullaeus laughs. What's wrong? You didn't expect that evil would look like me? Even a beautiful face can belie a monstrous soul. Usually that's how it works. With this, Ullaeus raises one pale hand. Shou braces himself in front of me. Where the hell is your teacher? How am I supposed to beat someone who can come back to life? I don't know the answer. I don't. But I do know that I can't let Shou get hurt anymore. With this new resolve, I step around and in front of Shou. Inara, what are you doing? I'm not going to let this freak hurt you, Shou. Ullaeus starts laughing, a hand up to his face like he just can't help himself. Slit your throat, it's fine, you'll be dead. And then he can't get your power, and that's what he wants, right? There you go. Sacrificial suicide. I throw out a hand, a shield coming up with it that covers the entire group. The echoes of Ullaeus' laughter die out, and he tilts his head ever so slightly. One long strand of black hair falls in front of his eye. I'm struck by how wrong his severe expression is on such an elegant face. Yeah, get over it, alright? Stop telling him he's beautiful. Stop thinking about it, he's a jerk. Thank you for the laugh, little butterfly, but I'm afraid I'm done playing with you. One more moment, Ullaeus is there, leering at me, and the next, he summoned an immense black fireball. My thoughts come slowly as I try to comprehend all the things that happen in the following seconds. Inara! My world is suddenly tilting, and I recognize the sensation as falling. Oh, I was pushed. By Shou? I managed to keep my shield up, but it doesn't matter. Ullaeus' dark fire shatters my shield in one hit, hitting the spot where I was standing. The spot where Shou is now standing. Well, isn't the right word. Is the right word. I hit the ground hard. I feel sharp bits of glass cut deep into my skin. But I don't care right now. Sorry. Oh, okay, sorry. With my heart pounding... Wait. I hit the ground... Okay, with my heart pounding, I scrambled to sit up and see what damage the fireball caused. My gut reaction is relief when I see Shou still standing there, but I quickly realize he's enveloped in black flames. I can't see his expression, but I can sense that something is terribly wrong. He falls to his knees and I reach out to him, but I can't make it in time. I watch as Shou sags, then tumbles sideways to the ground without so much as trying to catch himself. Shou! I crawl across the shards of broken glass to Shou, barely registering the pain. See, it's like this where she's Shou, and I crawl to Shou, and then I touch Shou, and it's like she keeps saying his name. It's like, you can say he. We know who you're talking about. Like, it just seems weird to me, but I still like the story. I just, every once in a while, just need to stop reiterating your phone, your phone, your phone, your phone, your phone. Shou, 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 Shou. I mean, just, like, it just feels weird when you have to say it repeatedly, you know? When I reach him, I clench my fist, like I saw Shinji do so long ago, and the flames ravaging his body vanish. Shou! I pull him up by the shoulders and lie his head across my knee. His eyes are closed, and I can't tell if he's breathing or not. I try not to look at how badly he's burned all over, how his very skin seems to be smoldering and fading away. I just focus on his eyes and getting them to open for me. Please, Shou, wake up! He isn't moving, and it doesn't look like he's breathing. I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? Please, someone tell me. If I really have all this power, can't I help Shou? I desperately look around for Hikaru, only to realize that he, Shinji, and Tatsuya have been fending off Ullaeus this whole entire time. It looks like Ullaeus is easily keeping the three of them busy just by throwing around fireballs the size that he threw at me. Tetsuya is trying to get close to Ullaeus with his ice blade, while Shinji is directly attacking Ullaeus with water. Hikaru is blowing all of the fireballs off course so that they hit different parts of the ballroom. Oh hey, it looks like hell in here. Did it look like that before? But I can't care about anything else right now. Professor! Hikaru dodges a fireball, but he doesn't seem to hear me. I look down at Shou's completely battered body and choke back a sob. Hikaru, help me! This gets his attention, and he looks directly at me in clear confusion and distress. And then he gets hit by a fireball and dies. Good job, girl. When he sees Shou, his eyes go wide. He glances back at the literal firefight Shinji and Tetsuya are having with Ullaeus, and then runs over to us. My gods. He kneels down next to us. That just sounded so overly bad when I did it. That was terrible. He kneels down next to us and touches one of the few places of Shou's that's not burned. Hope swells in my heart as light emanates first from Hikaru's hand, then moves to surround his entire body. I feel like I can breathe when I see Shou's long eyelashes flutter. Shou! I start crying all over again when he takes in a shuddering breath. Hazy gold eyes stare into mine. My heart feels like it's being gripped in a vice as he struggles to focus on me. I take his hand into mine and intertwine our fingers. Inara? So, you're okay? Shou's lips twitch and I realize he's trying to smile. All of the words I've been thinking tumble out against my will. I'm here, Shou. Are you alright? You shouldn't have done that for me. My imitation of a life is nothing compared to your real one, Shou. Shou's voice is cracked and dry as he tries to respond to me. Don't ever say that. Your life, it means more to me than that. Oh, than mine. It means more to me than mine. So don't say that. I try to scrub the endless flow of tears away from my face, but they won't stop. Why do I feel like Why does he... My head's a scrambled mess and nothing makes sense. But I know I have to hold on to Shou. I have to help him. No, none of that matters right now. We can talk about it later. All that matters is that you're alright, Shou. We're going. Hikaru is going to fix you up, okay? Inara... Shou manages a real smile this time, even behind all the bruises and burns. That sounds good. But from the look on his face, I don't think that's going to happen. No, don't say that! There's something important that I wanted to tell you later. But I think I have to say it now. No, you can tell me later. You're fine. You're awake now, so you're going to be fine. No, you're all going to die, but whatever. I'm going to protect you too, Shou. I'm not leaving you, so please don't leave me. Shou lifts his hand to try to touch my face, but it starts to fall. I grab it before it can and hold it to my face for him. Thanks. I'm sorry that I've always been so useless as your partner. But despite his best efforts, Shou's voice fades to a whisper, and I can't hear what he's trying to say. I love you. That's what he's trying to say. Shou? Shou! I can't hear his strained breathing anymore. The hand that I'm holding goes limp, and those gold eyes I love so much seem to become distant. Shou! He's slipping away, and I can't hold on to him. I stare vacantly into his glassy, unfocused eyes, not understanding, not wanting to understand. A large hand reaches into my field of vision, covering Shou's face for just a moment. When it moves back, Shou's eyes are closed. A shudder goes through me. With one gesture, I'm forced to accept the reality of the situation. Despair descends upon me like nightfall over the earth. No, it can't be. He can't be. I stroke his cheek numbly, hoping the sensation will wake him up. Suddenly, Shou's body feels warm in my arms, and a ray of hope cuts through my despair. Shou? I excitedly look up at Hikaru, unable to stop smiling through my tears. He feels really warm all of a sudden. Could you check him? I think he might be okay. Nara, I think you should... Huh? Golden specks of light appear around Shou, shimmering. They dance slowly around him, and he looks almost otherworldly. He feels so hot in my arms. Shou? I feel a sense of something, just for an instant. Inara! Suddenly, Shou's legs just disintegrate into ashes. Higher and higher I watch as Shou's body slowly crumbles into dust. It doesn't even feel real. I can't comprehend what I'm seeing. That is, until it reaches the part of his body that's on my knees. Still holding his hand, I embrace his head with my other arm in a vain attempt to protect some part of him. Yeah, because a headless, just head is not going to be creepy or anything. I place my face against his, but I feel it turn to ash beneath me. The hand I was holding simply slips through my fingertips. That's horrifying. I'm unable to move, unable to think, unable to breathe. That's so sad. I half lie there on the pile of ash under me, stunned into silent horror. Eventually, I feel a hand on my shoulder. Inara. When I don't move, I feel Hikaru start to gently rub my back. I can't help but remember that night with Shou, where he held me and did the same thing. I really am in love with you, Shou. My hands automatically tighten and dig into the ashes. And that's it. That's when it hits me that he's really gone. I feel like my heart bursts into a million tiny fragments, and I start wailing like a child. Oh, I would just be getting so mad, and I would literally go stab that dude in the eyes. Why? Why, Shou? My life isn't worth anything, especially not yours. Distantly, I realize that both Shinji and Tatsuya have walked over to us, breathing hard. Shou? Shou! Are you quite done? My sobbing slows as I come to realize that Ullaeus is still here. Ullaeus. The one who took Shou away from me. Oh, she looks pissed. I lift my head and look at Ullaeus. He's sitting on the pile of rubble which once held his corpse, one leg dangling over the side. Ullaeus puts both hands behind him and smoothly stretches. I let you have your moment. Do you fully feel the impact of your foolishness yet? I slowly stand up, not bothering to dust myself off. Do you now truly grasp how serious I am? That you cannot win? Give yourself up, and none of your other friends have to die. Choose not to, and I'm more than prepared to continue to break you, my little butterfly. This is a situation in which you cannot win. No, don't even think about it, Inara! Takumi walks slowly out toward our group, keeping an eye on Ullaeus the whole time. He glances at me. His expression becomes severe when he looks down by my feet. I can't think about what's left of... I need to focus on avenging him however I can, on saving my friends. Shou. Inara! I know what happened to Shou. I saw it myself. But that doesn't mean you should give yourself up. That wouldn't be honoring Shou's sacrifice at all. I flinch when I hear the word sacrifice. Sacrifice. That's why what Shou did, it was a sacrifice. And it happened because of me. Takumi is right. There's no point in giving yourself up. We can handle this, Inara. No. I couldn't protect Shou. I won't let anyone else die for me. I start walking slowly toward Ullaeus. In my mind, this is the only thing that makes sense. Do you swear to leave them alone if I give myself up? Ullaeus stares at me, trying to gauge how serious I am. I stare dully back. Once they're out of here, I'll have nothing left to lose. Takumi starts to move toward me, and I see Ullaeus' eyes go toward him. I turn to him and hold out a hand. Stop! Takumi stops walking right where he is. But the action is so unnatural, I realize that it was actually my magic that stopped him. What am I even doing? Sorry, Taku, I can't let you get hurt. Inara, please! I swear not to harm any of your friends, as long as neither they nor you try anything. Fine. Do whatever you'd like with me. As long as you keep your promise, I'll keep mine. I'm glad you finally understand there's no way out. We have a deal. Ullaeus stands up and walks toward me. I glance at the other guys, but Tatsuya is staring at Shou's ashes in some kind of silent horror. And Shinji doesn't seem to be staring at anything at all. Only Takumi and Hikaru are watching us. Takumi is struggling and straining against my magic. I like the look on his face. When I see how frustrated he looks, I shift my eyes away. Only Hikaru seems to be willingly accepting my decision. Our eyes meet, and I feel like he's searching me for something. I stare back, confident in my decision. Hikaru eventually gives me a slight nod. He mouths something imperceptibly. Stay strong. I nod back. Hikara's small kindness is almost enough to make me start crying again, but I hold it back. Ullaeus comes to stand next to me, not bothering to even touch me. He sneers at the guys and folds his arms. It's all I can do to not. It's all I can do not to beg them to take me with them. I watch Hikaru drag Takumi out, kicking and screaming, while the dazed Shinji and Tatsuya are herded out ahead of him. I pointedly avoid looking at the remains of Shou and concentrate on not crying. When I hear the doors of the ballroom close, all of remaining hope is extinguished. That's when Ullaeus turns to me. His smile sends a chill down my spine. Now the real fun can begin. Despite his haunting words that keep me paralyzed in fear, Ullaeus merely led me down a hall to the room where I would be staying. I can't tell when he's just messing with me or if he's going to do something awful. Thought enters my mind then. Maybe he's deliberately trying to mess with my head. This is where you'll be staying from now on, my little butterfly. Ullaeus sounds strangely cheerful as he says this. Oh, creep. Without thinking about it, I walk to the balcony overlooking the lake. A sharp pain rips through me when I remember that's the same lake Shou held me beside. Now, remember that promise you made. If you try to run away, I will hunt down and kill each and every single one of your friends and family. I give a curt nod and turn my gaze out toward the evening sky instead. Well then, there are a few things I need before I can start the ritual to take your powers. Don't be lonely, my little butterfly. I'll be back to play with you soon. Creep! With those last threatening words hanging in the air, Ullaeus walks out of the room, finally leaving me to myself. To be honest, as much as I fear him, I almost fear being alone more right now. Sorry, images of what happened to Shou come creeping into my mind, mixed with the dread of what Ullaeus is about to do to me. The last ritual that was done to me was against my will too. Remembering the pain and helplessness of that night, I find that I can't stop shaking. After a few minutes, my spiral of hellish thoughts are interrupted by a shout so loud and angry, my breath catches in my throat. Was that Ullaeus? The yelling continues, and I'm able to confirm that it's definitely Ullaeus shouting, though I can't tell about what. A few moments later, I hear loud footsteps, everyone causing my anxiety to rise. When the door slams open, I jump. Ullaeus strides in the room and throws something on the bed. Upon closer evaluation, I realize it's the hilt of some sort of weapon. It would seem one of your little friends found the time to snoop around my mansion and broke that. Consider yourself fortunate that I've already promised not to harm them. Ullaeus spits the words at me and I take a step back. I've never seen him this angry, but at least it sounds like he intends to keep his word. I needed that dagger. Until I can find another, I have no choice but to delay the ritual. Ullaeus storms off without waiting for my reply, mumbling about having to go back to some damn black market again. A smile slinks onto my face, something I wasn't sure I could still do. Takumi, I bet it was you, wasn't it? Seeing Ullaeus in such a terrible mood, and knowing he'll have to delay his damned ritual brightens my mood just the smallest bit. Even if it's inconsequential in the end, I feel better knowing we were able to get some small bit of revenge. 2 days have passed since I gave myself up as a captive. 2 days without Shou. It's been taking everything I have not to think about him, because I won't be able to get through the tedious days otherwise. I haven't seen much of Ullaeus, but when I have, he's looked extremely annoyed. For my part, I've just done my best to avoid him and horrible thoughts. I've been allowed to have my run of the mansion and the mansion grounds. Or rather, Ullaeus just didn't seem to care when I finally got the courage to ask him. No one stopped me, and I haven't even seen anyone besides the person that gives me food, but they never say anything. The mansion is eerily silent most of the time, save for the sound of waves against the lake shore at times. But I can't bring myself to visit the pier so I'm exploring the little forest path I found near Ullaeus' mansion. At first, I thought he just had a complete arrogance that I wouldn't run away. But I quickly came to realize that there are people who are always watching me. Even here, I can feel their eyes on me. I'm on the little path walking back to the house when I hear a voice. After a moment, I recognize it as Ullaeus. He seems to be mumbling to himself again. Quickly, I look around for a way to get away, but the bushes are thick and I might end up getting lost if I did. Be awful if he thought I was trying to run away. No telling what he'd do. I'm out of time to think, because Ullaeus is there, looking altogether out of place with his suit. What are you doing so far from the mansion? The words spill out of my mouth before I can truly think about it. Why do you care? Ullaeus stares down at me. His red eyes carry a dangerous glint. I do not. However, it would do you well to remember, if you run, I will not hesitate to go after your precious friends and family instead. How can he say such things with a smile like that is something entirely... Oh, how he can say such things with a smile like that is something entirely beyond me. I barely manage to hide the shiver that runs down my spine. I shudder. It's hard to believe that the gorgeous man standing in front of me... Oh my god, he's such a jerk. You would not find him... You wouldn't be able to say he's gorgeous. You'd be like, he's vile. He would never even seem gorgeous with how vile he is. So, it's just... Girl, just stop. Is Shou's murderer, but I won't let myself forget that fact. There is one thing I've been trying to figure out since Ullaeus revealed his plan to me, though. Why? Why are you doing all of this? Why are you trying so hard to hurt me and everyone I care about? What could be worth that? Unintentionally, I end up shouting the words at him. When I realize what I've done, I shrink back, but I refuse to apologize. Why, he's just going to kill you. Who cares? After all you've done to us, after all you're going to put me through, don't I at least deserve to know why? Ullaeus stares at me for a moment, his expression unreadable. You want to know my motivations, then? I assume you imagine it's something rather monstrous. Perhaps the ever-so-cliched take over the world? Please. That just sounded so bad. It just sounded so pathetic. That perhaps I was driven to madness by the lust of power or simple boredom? There has to be something more than just boredom. Even your lust for power has to be more than just simple. You must have some higher goal to do all of this. Did he just look sad for a second there? And what if there wasn't any higher purpose? Oh, I see now. You wish to know if your boyfriend died because of something more. Are you going to answer my question or not? I suppose I'll entertain your need to know before I kick you in the nutsack. I was born during a time before the fall of Phoenix kind. We were blessed with gifts from the stars, such as the power to resurrect. But it made them foolish, since we could come back to life whenever we wished. It was not something phoenixes valued. Perhaps that's why a great calamity fell upon us. Many died, and we lost our land. During that time, phoenixes were taken under the protection of the Empress Laurentia, and she gave us a place to live. And I was given away as a token of gratitude when I was but a child. The first Empress didn't see me as anything more than a toy, and an eventual bed warmer. Whoa, but the next one was even worse. Ullaeus pauses here and looks away. I feel like for once he sounds normal. All traces of pretense are gone from his voice, leaving only what I interpret as profound loneliness. Some time passed, and other beings known as Dark Phoenixes began to appear. I myself became one through unusual circumstances. We were shunned from society. We are hated, called corrupted, and abominations. Throughout my long life, I have worked to protect them and give them a chance at light they may not otherwise have. So you have to kill me to do that? I alone gave them homes and helped them however I could. Again, and why does this have to do with killing me? And with your power, I can use it to truly better the lives of Dark Phoenixes, to make Phoenix society see the truth. I don't know what to say. Whatever I was expecting, it wasn't that. Could my power really help so many people? And Ullaeus, he himself must have been seen as a hero to his people. But why did he have to kill Shou like that? Why use such ruthless methods? Ullaeus reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a cell phone. What is it? I turn away from Ullaeus as he talks, feeling conflicted. It's clear Ullaeus must have felt an immense amount of pain in his lifetime, but what about Shou's pain? Shou didn't deserve to die like that. Behind me, I can hear part of Ullaeus' conversation. Ah, excellent work finding the dagger, thank you. Finding ancient weapons that still work is always such a bother. I'll be able to finally start the ritual. Did he just say he found another dagger? I back away slowly as dread takes me in its icy grip. I realize that my relatively peaceful time is coming to an end. I briefly considered just running away. No, no. No one else is getting hurt because of me. I take a deep breath and turn on my heel, quickly walking away from Ullaeus. Ooh, all right, I'm going to wrap this part up here. So I will see you guys next time. I have a feeling that, yeah, Shou is not dead. He's somehow going to miraculously come back the way a phoenix is supposed to. But, you know, because there's just no way he's going to die. I mean, that would just be like, why do we have 2 more chapters and an ending? We technically have 3 more chapters, so I don't know. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.